Okay, guys, we're gonna get right into it, man. Putin got spicy with this interview, guys. Shout out to him, guys. He actually just calling them boys out. He is calling them boys out. I've never seen him talk like that, guys. And it seems like there is, and Russia's the home of Eastern Orthodox Christianity. It seems like there is some type of desecration of some of these holy sites of some sort that has been going on in Russia that's being underreported. And Putin is saying that these individuals are essentially ethnic Jews that don't attend the synagogue. Surprise, surprise. Let's get into this video, guys.
People without any beliefs, godless people. They're ethnic Jews, but has anyone seen them in a synagogue? I don't think so. They're not Orthodox as well, because they're never present at a church, and for sure, they don't follow Islam, because we don't see them at the mosque. These are people without kin or memory, with no roots. They don't cherish what we cherish, and the majority of the Ukrainian people cherish as well. They won't go to church, they will go to the beach, and I think it's their choice. These are people without any beliefs, godless people. They're ethnic Jews, but has anyone seen them in a synagogue?
Yeah, ethnic Jews. This is another video of him a while back.
Столетиями набивать брюхо человеческой плотью, а карманы деньгами. Но они должны понять, что бал вампиров заканчивается.
So, and it's very well known that Nazism essentially was created by these same individuals. Surprise, surprise, right? Nazism, which Russia fought very hard, dismantle, right? The Nazi ideology. And they've made horrific sacrifices, millions of lives from World War II to World War III. The same individuals have been linked to supporting these same Nazis that committed massacres and horrific war crimes. And the interesting part about it is, when you see the division or you see Ukraine and Russia, right? Ukraine, we know that a lot of the army and a lot of the people who are ideologically attached to the Ukraine situation, the Ukrainian forces are actually Nazis. They're from like Nazi camps. Have survived throughout time. These same people are Nazis, and the head of the Ukrainian forces is actually an ethnic Jew who's a non-practicing Jew. Surprise, surprise, right? And these are the same people, the Nazis are the same people who essentially, we know were responsible for the Holocaust. You see how that shit works?
And we will never forget the sacrifice suffered by our nation and brought to the altar of the victory. We will never forget that. And other countries naturally today are trying to pass that into oblivion. This is part of their anti-Russian campaigning. But this is up to them by our nation.
Yeah, so definitely an interesting take by and we know Ukraine's trying to agitate Russia as much as possible to escalate the situation, because they know that there's a possibility that if Trump gets into office, that this whole war might have to end due to Trump withholding weapons, which I don't see that happening. I don't see Trump being able to do jack shit unless he fixes what's going on internally, okay, with the establishment that is hijacked and occupied the United States government. So until he fixes that, I don't see this occurring, right? So, and this is the latest attack, and Zelensky's really provoked Putin, and so he attacks Putin. One of the Russian generals tweeted out. He said, he called him Osama bin Zelensky. Look at this thing, man. And these are residential buildings in Kazan, Russia. These are residential buildings, and Putin has done a really good job of really trying to hold himself back because, imagine if this happened in the United States. What the hell would the United States do? Would say they would have essentially annihilated whatever country was, conducted that operation. We used the 9/11 attacks, which was an orchestration by we know who, to justify Iraq and Afghanistan for 20 years. The amount of lives lost, the carnage, the weapons spent, the bombs, the inhumane acts of violence and other things that occurred in those regions. Okay, Putin's really holding himself back. He really is. And I think that Trump really has a really limited amount of time for him to make some shit happen. And if it does not happen for Trump, or they decide to assassinate him or what have you, it's just gonna escalate, and it's gonna be Russia versus NATO, which will be very catastrophic to the globe. It'll be essentially a global holocaust, a global economic holocaust. So we don't want to see that happen.